everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different, and this is because this is kind of an impromptu video, but this is kind of an art experiment. It's more like an art challenge, I guess, because today I'm going to be showing you how I do my fancy nails, and we're also going to be doing it with a random design. This is going to be fun, especially with this one here. You're going to make this very difficult, aren't you? So, nail art. This is something I've been working on for almost a decade now, I guess, since college. And I have been experimenting with a lot of different things. My first introduction to nail art was those like nail stickers that you would cut and put on and use heat and stuff. And those were really fun, except you often got them like weird creases and stuff. And then I just kind of did solid colors for a while, and I had about 3 or 4 years there where I didn't wear nail polish pretty much at all because I was working in the food industry as a barista, and you're not allowed to have any nail polish on when you're a barista. But since I'm not anymore, and I make a lot of videos where you need to see close-ups of my hands, I like doing something fancy with my nails. What I'm planning to do is a random nail art challenge. So I have an awful lot of different things in here, and I thought it might be fun to be able to show you guys how I do my nail art, but with a, I don't know, random selection of polishes. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of Maniology recently. And I am now a Maniology ambassador, so if you check in the description down below, you'll see a little coupon code that says KylaB10. That lets you get 10% off your purchase and helps support my channel. So if you guys are excited about what you see here, go ahead and do that. We're going to pick one base coat color, we're going to randomly pick one stamping polish color, and we're going to randomly pick a stamping plate. So, starting with the regular polishes, and then I'm just going to drop my finger down. Ooh, Xylar. Okay, excellent. So we have Holotaco Xylar the Cat, which is a gorgeous orange polish, very glittery. So, it'll be interesting. I'm not quite sure how we're going to use this, but let's do another thing. Then we also have all of the Maniology polishes. Now, these all feel exactly the same, so I can just reach in and grab one. Please don't let it be the orange one. Green. Okay, well, seems like we've got kind of a fall vibe going here. And I am allowed to pick one extra polish, either stamping or base coat, just to make it make sense. Now I'm going to pick a number. I'm going to pick 4, so we're going to do 4 in from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, okay. This will work. Yeah. This was one of my favorites anyways. You know, I never did do the gnome guys. Okay, cool. We might be able to do something with this. So I am allowed to pick one more thing, and I think I'm going to grab this brown here, which actually came with this kit. It makes a really nice outline color. And I might have to do some serious thinking about this guy too. Should I do some kind of a base coat? Don't know. Okay, so things you need in order to be able to do nail stamping. You're going to obviously need your plate, you need acetone, and a few other things that you might not immediately think of. You need cotton balls or cotton rounds, those will also work. You're also going to need Scotch tape, you'll see why in a minute, smudge-free top coat, which Maniology sells, stamper of some kind. There's the monocle stampers, and they also have these little rectangle stampers, so you can pick which one you like best. This one fits very nicely over their little patterned areas like that, and they are delightfully squishy. And I like to use this 7-in-1 Potion base coat. I've found that it does seem to help negate the harmful effects of using pure acetone. But this time I'm actually going to be doing this Peel Off Base Coat by Oud. I've used this quite a bit and it works really well. Anytime that I use glitter, which this obviously has a lot of glitter in it, I like to use a peel off base coat because it is an absolute pain to remove otherwise. You're also going to need one of these little credit card like things. These are for scraping. I like to have a tiny brush, as well as this is an old marker that doesn't work well anymore, and I like to use this as a dotting tool. Let's get started. First I'm going to do a coat of this peel off base coat. Think about what our design is going to be. We've got green and we've got orange glitter. Now the orange glitter, immediately I would like to have on the ring fingers. I like having a accent nail of some kind. We have a lot of these little gnomes. We've got the fox, which I adore. We got these little guys too. Usually I'm more of a, this kind of corner of the stamping plate, just leaves, mushrooms, flowers, pumpkins, stuff like that. I feel like I should do things that I don't normally do. These like their little arms they're holding. That's so cute. Since that would be on top. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, this is actually kind of tricky. Okay, we're gonna do gnomes on the thumbs. We're going to do all glitter on the ring fingers, so no design on those, maybe. And then green base with these guys. Ooh. Okay, how opaque is this for starters? Not very. I'm gonna say we need a base coat, so we're gonna find something that matches. Let's do the Jamberry one just because. So for this one nail, we're going to do a base coat of this, just so that the glitter doesn't have to cover everything on its own. Alright, we're gonna let that dry for a minute before we try to add the rest. Maybe we should do the thumbs with orange as well, and then we'll do glitter, and then we'll do a couple of top coats. Okay, and then we're going to do green on all the other ones. Thankfully, these stamping polishes do actually work pretty well as base coats, so even if all you get is just stamping polishes, you'll still be able to do an entire manicure just with those. It's actually very similar to a design that I did in the fall when I first got this. I want to make sure that all of the polish is very dry before you move on. Tacky, but I think we can add the Xyler. Now we could use an extra coat if we wanted to, because I kind of like the sparser, sparkly look, so maybe we'll just stick with this. I want to give it a good 5 minutes to dry. Okay, so we're going to add a layer of top coat to all of the nails to help protect the base layer and to give us a smooth working surface on which to do more things. So before you start, you want to make sure that your squishies are nice and clean, and that's what the Scotch tape is for. It works surprisingly well at picking up the stamping polish, as well as any hairs or grease that might have been stuck to your squishy. Stamper. Well, the word is stamper, but I call them squishies because they are squishy. And also, before we get started, we want to make sure that the plate itself is nice and clean. Make sure you've got some tweezers to do this so that you don't mess up your nails, because even just a little bit of acetone will smudge what you're working on. Alright, so I think we're going to start with our pointer fingers. We're going to do the little fox and the little hedgehog. So, the way that we do this, I'm going to go ahead and do both at once, just because I can. We also have a white for the center of the hedgehog and the fox's little face. And we have a brown for the hedgehog. It looks kind of green, but it is actually brown. And we have our dotting tool. You start by just placing a line of the brown polish. And you gotta work kind of fast with this step. So you take your card and you scrape it over, scrape it up, you take your stamper, and there we go. We got our adorable little critter. And it's going to end up being this way. So if we paint in a little bit, which we're going to do, it actually is not a big deal because it will look clean on the other side. So what I usually do is I just put a little drop of this down here, just enough so that I can pick it up with my dotting tool. And this dotting tool is just an old fine liner marker that doesn't work anymore. And then you just start painting. Just coloring between the lines. And this step, you do still kind of want to work fast, but if you are going a little slow, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the brown polish. Put a little dollop down. And you can see when it's not in the jar, it looks a lot more brown. Beef the outside of our little hedgehog friend. There we go. Now we're going to do the white, which is very exciting. I actually forgot for a second that I have white polish now. Stop. Just because there's a paintbrush doesn't mean it's yours, kitten. I can paint over his little face, but it'll still show up because that's the side we're going to be seeing. Now, let's see if we can manage to place these nicely. Mr. Hedgehog is going to go on this nail. We don't want to get the bear. Get the leaves, that's fine. There we go. A cute little hedgehog. He's a little derpy, but it's alright. I think the fox actually turned out better. Cute. Alright, so what are we going to do next? We could do more of the critters, or, let's see, the gnomes are going to be on the thumbs. We could also just do plain orange design on both this and this. We might just do that. I think that'd be simplest. You gotta apply enough pressure that you're not smudging it all over the place. Look at that. We should be able to fit both pinkies on this guy. And it's totally okay if some of this gets on your skin. It's quite easy to remove. So I can manage to get... There we go. Beautiful. And by the time that it's been stamped, it's pretty dry, so you can immediately go in with your smudge-free top coat. Alright, so now is the kind of crazy part where we are going to try to build some gnomes for our thumbs. We're going to start with this one. I don't know what we're going to do exactly. Let's go simple to start. Maybe this one? Hello? You're not a big help. What are you doing? Would you relax? So, what are we going to do? Let's do some white for the mustache. And we're going to do dark blue and then brown for the shoes. Alright. Then I think we're supposed to do a bow tie if we want, or a little flower, but I think we're just going to skip past that and go straight to a hat. Okay, they actually all came out really nice. This guy, I think we're gonna do floppy hat. And what color should we do for floppy hat? Let's do white for the trim. Oh, let's also grab, here, I grabbed a nude color for the nose. Let's do green for the hat. Pull back to the other greens that we have going on. Alright, we're gonna do nose first. Easy peasy. Then let's do white for the brim of the hat. Okay, and then there's a bunch of little things that he could be holding. I'm kind of thinking that little guy right there. You can kind of see he's got a little flower. Cute! Alright, so that is one thumb done. Not perfect, but you know, these are very complicated. So now we're going to go through the whole thing again for the other thumb. That worked perfect. Okay. So we wanted to have this one. Let's see if we can manage to make this work. Okay. So you want to do the smallest details first. I like to have a little cotton pad over here with acetone on it so I can just go like that. And if it has enough acetone, it shouldn't stick to your brush. Now we want to add a little bit of green. And then we can use some pink. Okay, so now we might as well go ahead and do one of these designs. I kind of like the pumpkin because it'll help tie in the orange. Now let's carefully use some tape. Here are the parts we don't want. Hopefully by now the polish on the hat will be solid enough to not cause too many problems. Now since he's got a pretty big thing he's carrying, quite know how that's going to work, but I think it will help hide the problem areas. Yes, got it. Okay. It worked. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Yay, it worked. Look at my little nose. Okay, I get it now. This is very cute. It takes an extremely long time to do, but it is very cute. Look at that. So now let's make sure that we've got a nice thick coat of smudge-free top coat on everything. Alright, so that's that. The next thing to do is to clean up the edges. I like pouring some of this into the cap, and then you just use a little brush. And there we go. I think that we can pretty much call this good. I'm going to try to get some really nice reveal shots, but I don't quite know how. I will say, I was really expecting to have a more challenging challenge with the random picking, but honestly I'm not too surprised that it went okay because fall is kind of my vibe. So having two colors that went well with this particular look is not at all surprising to me. I think that you can definitely see both of the picked colors in the final manicure. I think that it ended up being super, super cute. I love the fox, he's adorable. I really like this design with all the little mushrooms and the little leaves and everything. You can color that in if you want, but it's such small details that I think it's actually pretty cute to just leave it the way it is. And of course, you can't forget our little gnomes. I think they turned out super adorable, especially this one. I think the pumpkin is really cute and the hat turned out really nice. The hedgehog is a little messy, but that's okay. Anyways, this is definitely a manicure that I will keep on for a little while, even though I used the peel off base coat. And yeah, this worked really well. I'm very happy with the final product. I'm definitely going to wear it for a while. I was not sure I was going to end up with a wearable manicure by the end of this. I can't think of anything else really to say. Alright, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching and have an amazing rest of your day.